What is up, Nerds Nation? Welcome to the Effin' Nerds podcast with the most dynamic duo in all of podcasting. I'm Nick Nizzo, and sitting across from me is my dude, Martin Moreno.
What's up, bro?
How we doing?
Good.
This is episode 24 as we bring you all the good movie news from this past week. But before we get started, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else, please check back each week as we try to upload new content for you guys to listen to. So before we really get into things, we just want to give a shout out, some love to Jeff Bridges, who recently revealed that he has lymphoma, which was a bummer to get. And yeah, man, just all the love to the dude, all the support, hoping for a quick recovery if that's possible with lymphoma. I don't know how bad it really is, but
I know he was very optimistic. He said, hey, I found it in a certain somewhat good condition, and I have faith in my doctor, so I'm going to take him for his word. And yeah, like you said, hopefully he pulls through, gets a speedy recovery, because we love Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, he's so much fun.
Yeah,
he's just so much fun. You listen to his interviews. I love listening to him talk about music.
Yes,
he's
really big in music.
I just jam out, man. Just hear him talk.
He's very much become the dude in his older age.
Yeah, and he's just so chill. He's I would love to just hang out with that guy. But yeah, I definitely sending a lot of love and well wishes to the dude. For sure. So Martin, how was your week, man? I mean, aside from the fact that I lost in fucking fantasy to this clown sitting across from me.
Doesn't that suck?
Cam, probably the person who I love the most in the NFL.
Got benched.
And not just that, I lost by 6 points, and he got me -2.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't bother looking at the because I was like, I got this. This is in the bag, and I didn't bother looking at the score until this morning. And I saw you got really fucking close. I was like, holy shit,
yeah,
that was way closer than I expected it to be.
Nah, it's like
got lucky the Bears got you that many points.
Nah, but Bears defense is solid though.
I know. I'm just saying though.
Last week they got
they're
13.
Supposed to get 6, and I wake up and they're like 24. I was like, what the fuck happened?
But last week they got me 13. Even if they got me 6, it would have been like what, a 12-point difference?
That's still plenty, bro. It was a blowout. It was a blowout for majority of the matchup.
I don't know about that. All right, we have disagreeing topics on that, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to make some. I'm gonna have to literally just use the rest of my fab to make up some moves and get this second season push. I know I said it last week, but gotta get it now. Gotta get it underway. Gotta make some moves.
Anything else for your week? Do anything else that was fun?
Not really. Oh, we did a. Can we talk about the collab?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
It's not this episode's not going to come out for another couple of days anyway. But yeah, we did an awesome collab with I Drink Your podcast. Emily, Matt, and Ben, people who we're familiar with, who we kind of came across very early on in our podcasting days, and we've been talking about doing a collab with them for a while now. We were finally able to do it. We covered Gone Baby Gone. Ben Affleck's directorial debut, and even though it's a dark, sort of depressing, heavy film. It turned out to be a really fun episode.
Yeah, it was a really fun episode.
Yeah,
those guys really do put on a really fun show.
Yeah, and it's like I told them when we were recording, like, because we were so busy, I'm like, if I knew that we were going to stick around for Battle of the Twits, I guess that's kind of my fault too.
Yeah.
Because like I should have known that from some of the episodes that I listened to. But if I knew that we were going to stick around, like, fuck it, we should have just done it.
I know. Yeah. if you guys haven't listened to I Drink Your podcast, they do a really fun segment in like the second half. So the first half of their episode, they talk about whatever movie that they're doing, and the second half they do this thing called Battle of the Twits, and it's kind of like a fun game related to the movie, but it's kind of on either the host or the guest or both to kind of come up with. I guess like they phrase their questions in such a way where it's like, oh, so there was a character in this movie that was called this. Why is your character called this, and for what reason? So it's like you kind of have to have some fun making up characters and stuff. It's a really good time.
Yeah, they take elements from the movie itself and apply it to the game. So for example, like Casey Affleck and Ben Affleck are brothers, so they incorporated that into like one of their things.
Yes, like if you were to direct a movie and your brothers were in it, what would that movie be?
Exactly. And by twits, not like anything from Twitter. It's kind of like another word for like saying like you clown.
Yeah,
like you twit. You know.
Yes.
So like,
yes.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a blast, and definitely go check them out. I know we already gave them a shout out a couple episodes back, but they're great, and like I said, we've known them for a long time, so definitely go check them out. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. So I had an interesting week, to say the least. So I found out last Monday that my mom tested positive for coronavirus.
Whoa, we are putting it out on the table.
We're definitely putting it out there.
No transparency here. Holy shit, did not expect that.
Yeah, man. So it was definitely a rough week. Actually, when we recorded episode 23, that was the day I had found out we probably shouldn't have recorded because my head was not in it like at all.
Yeah, and I told you, bro.
I know you told me. I should have listened to you. But she's doing good now. But yeah, it was a couple of days that were pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, bro, trust me, I understand.
Yeah.
My mom is a healthcare worker.
Dude, and she's on the forefront.
Yeah, and I worry about that constantly. So I totally understand where Nick was coming from. And yeah, Nick's mom is great.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Yeah, so I'm glad that she's feeling better. But yeah, it's serious, people. It really is. I know some fucking people say don't let her control your lives, but me personally, just from my personal experience and just seeing everything and hearing from people like my mom, it's a serious situation. So
yeah, definitely. I'm
happy that your mom's feeling better, and just shout out to all the healthcare heroes on the front line and all the first responders, all those incredible people.
100%. And for a really awkward transition into our podcasting shout outs, that I did not have a lot of time to really like listen to any newer podcasts for this week's shout out. So what I plan on doing is I'm going to kind of shout out some of our favorite podcasts that we've been listening to, and just kind of give a little bit of shout outs to like their new episodes that they put out. So as we jump into this, Martin, how about you kick it off? Because I know you have a couple of new recommendations for podcasting shout outs. So what do you got?
Want to give a shout out to The Godfather.
All right, so I'm going to kick it off with Sabak Talk. It is Tim and Blake, and to sort of go over their tagline, it is Star Wars talk for the casual fans.
Nice.
And first and foremost, before I get into it a little bit more, I just want to say that the Tim and Blake Sabak Talk, they've been following us for a little while now. Always been very supportive, always liking our shit. So thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I was finally able to get caught up with the other podcasts, so I was finally able to check them out. And bro, I gotta be 100% honest with you, a lot of fun. Definitely recommend checking them out. It is really it's good energy, bro. And like I said, they talk about Star Wars.
Right.
These are my kind of people.
And it's just great chemistry, great conversation. And that's I think that's one of the toughest things about doing a podcast, kind of from what I've noticed, is that, people's attention spans nowadays are just so fucking short. It's really hard to kind of keep people engaged.
Yeah.
And when you just have people, because it's a duo, so when you just have these two people who have a great dynamic and just have this really great energy, and by energy I don't mean like they're being over the top or very exaggerative. It's just a good conversation.
Right.
And you're just you're just chilling with these people. You're
and then
vibing.
you can get engaged with.
Exactly. You're engaged. You're just vibing. You're chilling. You're cruising. And it was definitely a fun listen. I listened to, I believe, 2 or 3 of their episodes, and I had fun with a lot of them. And just a kind of side note, they are pretty knowledgeable. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm like a Jedi master in regards to Star Wars knowledge, but I will confidently say that I know my shit.
Oh, good for you.
So to see and hear some of the things that they say and some of the things that they bring up in regards to other things in canon, even though is canon even a thing now? Who fucking knows? But in regards to Clone Wars and Rebels and shit like that, I was yeah, I definitely fucked with these people. So I highly recommend checking them out.
Nice. I mean, I would say you're a Jedi Knight.
Thanks, man.
You're not exactly Yoda, but you're Obi-Wan.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're not there yet.
Oh,
you're not there yet, but you're getting there.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that little. We went from podcasting shout-outs to shouting each other out.
See that?
That's nice, man. I appreciate you.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of do a bit of somewhat of a little rapid fire here. So, because we're in kind of spooky season, a lot of our favorite podcasts have been doing very Halloween kind of themed podcasts, talking about some really awesome horror movies. So we got M over at Verbal Diorama, who did an episode on Scream. So I think she watched it for the first time. And
I think I may have watched that movie once or twice.
Yeah, just once or twice. Yeah. I know it's one of your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
Our boys over at Gleam in the Tube did Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
So that's
I'm
really
excited to check out.
That's a really awesome episode to definitely check out.
It rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
The Paul and Griff Show, they've actually been doing a lot of different movies lately. They've done It, they've done Blair Witch Project, The Purge. I think they did Freddy vs. Jason. So nice. They're well into the spooky season. And then our dudes over at Critical Ave have done Train to Busan, Hereditary, and I think one of their newer episodes coming up, they're doing Mike Flanagan's Hush.
Shut the fuck up!
Nice, which I love.
Which I haven't seen Hush.
Oh, you've never seen Hush?
I've never seen Hush.
It's a gem.
Yeah, I hear it's a gem. And then kind of not so much Halloween-esque, although I know they're going to get to their Halloween episode. Best Film Ever. I really love those guys. I listened to their episode on A League of Their Own. It was really good. And their new episode that I'm only halfway through, I haven't finished yet. I'm going to finish it. They're doing Goodfellas.
Oh, boy.
Which is great. It's so good.
Goodfellas is on at our apartment. Like on a constant basis.
Only because it's always on.
Yeah, it's always on, and we just leave it on, and we're like, fuck it, whatever.
The FBI says $2 million. Port Authority police say $4 million. The city cops say 5. The council cops said anything. But they promised to break their silence soon with a press conference. No, son of a bitch! I checked out a lot of those episodes that you mentioned, and a lot of them are a good time. So definitely check them out. For sure.
Absolutely. Bad Dad's Film Review. They recently did The Gentleman, and you know how much I love The Gentleman.
Yeah, I do.
That was definitely a really fun episode to listen to.
Well, actually, to kind of piggyback off of that, you mentioned Train to Busan. Critic and the Common Man, which we gave a shout out to about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Also did a Gentleman and Train to Busan review.
Oh, they did both?
Yeah.
Nice.
So definitely go check them out too and get different points of views from different podcasters. Like hear what different people have to say. I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
To hear different people's ideas and opinions on shit and kind of see how you kind of fit in with those things, and create some interactions and shit. And
yeah, definitely. And then over to Film Shake, the 90s movie podcast. They were actually gone for a little bit, and they just came back with an episode on The Frighteners.
Oh my god!
I love The Frighteners.
I love The Frighteners too, bro. That is I saw that was one of the movies that I saw very early on in my fucked up days of being a little kid watching movies in the dark room.
Psycho.
But yeah, I love The Frighteners. Oh, just the Reaper, bro. Oh my god,
dude, I'm kind of glad that I'm not like the only one that watched the movie as a little kid, because that's kind of a fucked up movie to watch
as a little kid.
And
it's just like it's wrong. Like, there's just a lot of like just wrong.
There's a lot of fucked up shit in that movie.
Yeah, and it deals with some like very messed up characters.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, again,
it's heavy, but for whatever reason, man, I was all about it. I was like,
me too. Because again, I'm just like, oh, I want violent and I want gore, and I'm just seeing this like giant grim reaper with this huge sickle, just fucking getting like murking ghosts and shit, and I'm just like, or even people, and it's just like, wow, like this is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this more about it.
And then lastly, one of my other just favorite podcasts that I've been listening to constantly is We're the Weird Ones. Those guys are great. They just fucking crack me up every single time.
Those are our brothers, as I like to say.
I know, man. Yeah. The one episode I was listening to today, they were talking about OnlyFans. And how it's basically just like a porn site, and it's like at one point
I saw the banner logo whatever for it, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
But they were talking about it, and they were like, I think they were discussing like, I guess like its origins, and I guess like it didn't originally start out as like, only becoming for porn. It kind of came that way, and they were like, yeah, it used to be for like people would be putting on like cooking shows on there, and he goes, do you want to see somebody baking a cake or do you want to see cakes?
Show us your tits.
Wait, was that really it?
I don't know, maybe, but that's what they were talking about. But they were just dropping so many fucking lines that were just cracking me up. And
everyone nowadays has a fucking OnlyFans.
I know.
All those goddamn influencers. I think when COVID hit, they were just like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Put my tits out there, make like 100K.
Absolutely, man.
And we may or may not have a OnlyFN account coming soon. So forget those extra.
What the fuck are we gonna put on?
Bro, we'll figure some shit out. Some steamy shit, bro. We'll figure something out.
But yeah, so those are my my little podcast recommendations. I love all those guys. Please go check out all their stuff. Their episodes are great, and we've just been interacting with them constantly, and it's just so much fun. It's such a fun community to be a part of. But Martin, so I know you have one more podcast left. What do you got?
Well, just before I get into it, I just want to say I totally agree with you. Like, being part of this podcasting community has probably been the best part of sort of doing this thing.
And I know we say this a lot, but it's true.
But it's true. It's true. And fuck it, we'll keep saying it. But the last podcast that I want to recommend is Camcast, and very similar to what I said about Sabak Talk. He's been following us for a while, always supportive, always liking our shit, and I truly appreciate it. Like, we appreciate all the love and likes and comments, shares, etc. We really do. And Camcast, I love his story. I'm going to get into it a little bit more, but he does movies and sports. Mm-hmm. So again, I finally got caught up with all my shit. I was able to check out new podcasts. Like I said, he's been supporting us for a while, so I was finally able to like check him out. And I checked out he did a episode on The Social Network, and it's just it's one person, it's one dude named Cameron, and it's just like him having a sort of is there a term for that when you're sort of just talking to the audience? I don't know if there's like.
I don't know if there's if there is a specific term. I don't know.
You're like the movie director, so you would know that stuff. But yeah, he did. He just pretty much, excuse me, beer. He talks to like the audience, so he was just talking about the Social Network and things he liked about it, some things that he didn't like, and we love Social Network. Yeah. Shameless plug. This was in our top 10 films of the decade.
That it was.
So definitely. So I agree with a lot of his points. And again, like I said, it's fun to get other people's perspectives and other people's point of views, even if it's the same thing. Yeah. Still, like I love it. And he covers a lot of, like I said, moves and sports.
I'm here so I won't get fined. I'm here so I won't get fined. I'm here so I won't get fined.
And I'm not sure if he is from LA, but he does cover a lot of like LA sports, like the Dodgers, the Lakers, and something that I really like of how his sort of podcast came about is because he talks about in one of his episodes of how he probably wouldn't have done it if Kobe didn't pass away. Wow. So the fact that kind of Kobe passed away and him being like a big Lakers fan kind of like just put that mentality in his mind of like, I don't want to live with regrets. Right. Because you never know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So that kind of motivated him to pretty much do it and launch it. And that's awesome. Like, good for you. Good for doing it. Like, it's scary. You never know what the fuck is going to happen. But the fact that he did it is awesome. And I love like pretty much the inspiration behind it. And he's pretty much in a little somewhat deep into it like we are. Like, he just did his 24th episode. Nice. And we're doing our 24th episode.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, definitely check out Camcast. It's hosted by a guy named Cameron. Like I said, sports, movies. If you're an LA fan, to go back to the weird ones. I know Chris loves. I know they got some Lakers fans on there.
Yeah, I think it's Chris.
Yeah. So definitely check him out. It's a fun discussion, and similar to what I said about Sabak Talk, it's just good energy. You know, it's just like good energy, good rhythm, good vibe. So definitely check out Sabak Talk and Camcast.
That's actually really interesting too for that story because it's a little similar for us and me in particular. And you know, I haven't actually like discussed this with you, but one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this, I think the fire was really ignited after John Schnepp passed away.
Really?
Yeah. Like once he passed away and seeing a lot of, about his life and how he lived it. And just, because he was like one of our favorites to watch on Collider. Mm-hmm. And when he passed away, it was like, fuck, man, we really have to do this.
I owe a lot to Schnepp and to Dom Mazzetti.
Dude, two different people that I never would have thought been mentioned in the same sentence.
Completely different. But Dom is from my hometown back in Jersey.
Yep.
And just seeing his personality on YouTube, like being this YouTube personality, mm-hmm. I used to watch him growing up religiously. I still do. And just the way he worked the camera, his quips, his jokes, the way he inserted shit, and then just Schnepp's energy. Yeah. Like, it's contagious.
Oh, it is.
So a lot of what, and I'm not trying to mimic anything. I'm not trying to be like them, but I think they both sort of influenced me to a point where like I act certain ways or say certain stuff because of just kind of like idolizing them in a way.
Yeah.
Just kind of naturally rubbed off.
Right.
And again, and then whenever we're editing, we're not us, the production team.
Yeah.
Whenever they're editing and we're kind of overlooking things, I'll be like, oh, like maybe this would be fun here.
Yeah.
And right. A lot of that it's just because of the crazy shit that Don would do.
Right.
It was just hilarious.
This dude dropped out of school when he was 4 because he never learned how to count by fives or match shapes.
And it does kind of just like, it lies in the back of your mind of like, you remember certain things that you liked. So he thought it was funny. You thought it was funny. So hopefully someone else will then think it's funny.
Yes.
You just pay it forward and just keep moving from there. But yeah, I agree with you. Schnepp was completely very influential, and I miss him, man.
I miss him too.
I miss him a lot.
Yeah, especially when we get around like the Comic-Con time.
Yeah, and I actually not too long ago I watched an episode when they were recapping Infinity War.
Yeah,
when it was like I believe it was him, Amy, and then I believe it was Jay Washington. Mm-hmm. And he even says that he's like, maybe like Tony's gonna put on the gauntlet and sacrifice himself, and I'm just like, it's just that, like,
and then you have the thing that he never got a chance to see it, you know what I mean? And it's just like, fuck.
And it's weird too because like I remember, I think I told you this too when we saw Far From Home. And we were like on a train back, and I think I told you, I'm like, dude, Schnepp would have loved this because all like the Mysterio flavor.
Yeah,
in there,
I know. Yeah,
like,
he would have gone nuts.
He would have fucking just like jizzed his pants. But yeah, it's stuff like that. Like, because I watched him for like a couple of years, and just getting somewhat familiar with him and getting to know him through this sort of fucking virtual YouTube channel like it does stick with you a little bit. It was. I remember we described it as like an uncle passing away.
Yes, as it very much. He was, for somebody that not a lot of people knew. So I don't want to like label him with the term celebrity, but just like a very well known personality. He was one of the ones that like really like I think affected. I think I can safely say affected us when he passed away. It was like fuck. Like it almost felt like a family member died.
Right. And again, it's like he had that energy. Like, sometimes it was over the top. Sometimes it was crazy. But he just had that sort of like energy, that engaging, that just kept you coming back and kept you attached, and it made you excited. Like one of my biggest hopes and dreams is that when people turn on an episode and they hear that music, they get excited. Yeah. I don't know if that happens. I don't know if that's going on. If it is, great. That gives me a sort of sense of accomplishment. But like. A lot of what he did, again, I can't stress it enough. It's like I agree with you. He's responsible for a lot of how I sort of act in this little podcast.
And when you get sweaty.
And when I get sweaty, and which is completely like natural, like real actual sweat from I get excited and shit. But yeah, I miss him a lot, and rest in peace to Nap, and shout out to fucking Thomas Eddie. Fucking love Thomas Eddie, dude. It's my guy.
I can see my pump, my glory, and my future. Now all I can see is your back fat and the reason your daughter's on Dandle.
So that's a little bit of an origin of how the Effin' Nerds kind of got started. We owe a lot to John Schnepp for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Martin. Let's actually jump into episode 24. So we're gonna kick it off with some trailer talk, man. Trailers, bro, they just keep coming.
There's no fucking theaters.
There's no fucking theaters, but trailers keep on coming. All right, so we got the first official trailer for Netflix's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon have dropped, as well as a special look at The Mandalorian Season 2. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom stars Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman and centers on Ma Rainey and her behind-the-scenes battles with her horn player, Levy, and the white management demanding control. Goddamn white man, bro.
Goddamn white people.
Thank God for rednecks.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is scheduled to be released on Netflix on December 18, 2020, following a limited theatrical release in November. Raya and the Last Dragon stars Kelly Marie Tran and Awkwafina and focuses on a warrior named Raya as she searches for the last dragon in the world. As of now, the film is scheduled to be released in theaters on March 12, 2021.
Boom.
Disney released a special look of The Mandalorian ahead of its premiere. The 1-minute spot premiered during last week's Monday Night Football game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys, simply to get the Cowboys' ratings up. Fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them.
The Mandalorian Season 2 will premiere this week on October 30th, 2020. And it did not show shit.
Yeah, like special look?
Special look? No. It was basically just like a condensed version of the trailer with like maybe 2 new shots.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was just like let's just get the Cowboys rating up. Let's,
basically,
yeah. Let's put something in there to get people to come on board.
So getting that out of the way, I actually like both these trailers.
Yes.
So let's talk about both of them. So let's start with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Okay, dude, Viola Davis, fucking love her. There's just something I love. Like she has a sort of presence where she's like doing like I guess professional interviews, so to speak, like on like the Hollywood Roundtable or like at like junkets when she's discussing her film, or when it's like something more laid back on like Tonight shows, like on Jimmy Kimmel or Fallon. There's just like something about her that she just really demands the screen, and I just love how she carries herself. I love her confidence. I love how she talks. She's sexy, like to put it bluntly. Like,
yeah,
I think.
She also just has like that it factor.
Yeah, I think Viola Davis is incredibly sexy, and I think whenever she's on screen, I'm just like so fucking engaged, and that was like 10 times fold in this fucking trailer. Just seeing her the portrayal of this character. I'm not too familiar with Ma Rainey or the stories or this story per se, but seeing her kind of portray this character and sort of again demand the screen. And her singing and everything about it, I was like totally like hooked and engaged.
I also wonder if she's wearing a suit.
I don't know, maybe,
or if she actually put on like the weight for the role.
I don't know,
because like when you see Ma Rainey, like she's big, so it's like I wonder if she's like actually wearing a suit, or if she actually like went the Robert De Niro Raging Bull route and actually put on the weight for the role.
Who knows? We will find out eventually. But I thought she was great in this. And she's had success in regards to like plays becoming films.
Yeah, like Fences.
Fences was a play, became a film, and she got an Oscar.
Right.
This, I believe, was a play in the 80s. I'm not sure if it still is. But yeah, she has some sort of familiarity in these types of projects. And yeah, she looks incredible. As far as Chadwick Boseman, again, same thing. He's no stranger to portraying iconic people of color.
Yep.
I don't really know how iconic Levy is. Again, like I said, I'm not too familiar with the story. But just seeing him again, bringing this sort of raw, like intense energy to his role, something that something that he's no stranger to in regards to what he did with Jackie Brown, in regarers to what he did. Jackie Robinson and James Robinson.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson and James Brown.
There we go.
Sorry.
Come here. Right here.
Get it together.
Nick, the tongue tied is rolling off.
It's real, bro.
Yeah, but in regards to what he did with Jackie Robinson and James Brown, like we in 42 and then Get On Up, like we've seen him portray these iconic characters before and bring a sort of intensity and just like demand to the roles, and we're seeing it again here. Just like those moments where he gets a little intense. I'm like, I totally buy it. And it sucks that it's his last role, but he looks like he's going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, Viola Davis said this is, as sad as it is, this is a nice curtain call for him as an actor, this movie. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing his performance is going to be something special. And yeah, the movie itself looks really awesome. I love like the production design. They did a really good job of setting this. Like, I forget what time period this exactly takes place in. Like, I believe it was 1930s. Yeah. So it looks very much appropriate for the time.
In Chicago.
Yep. And, it looks, the acting between Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman looks, fantastic. Obviously, they're going to butt heads a lot throughout the film, and they look like they're going to have some fiery dialogue between the two. So that looks really good. And yeah, man, for Boseman, it's just like, fuck, man. I'm just watching him in this trailer. It's you can't help but just be sad watching it. It's like, man, this guy had so much more to give.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing too. Just knowing how much more he had to give. I totally buy that. I agree with you on that front. And I kind of harness back to what Kevin Hart said of how he was going to win an Oscar in the next 5 years.
It might be for this. He might win it.
We'll see. I totally agree. But this role kind of feels like something very much in line to what he did early on. Mm-hmm. And it kind of feels, to me, it feels like it's kind of his sort of preferred role. Yeah. Of kind of bringing these sort of, like I said, people of color to like shedding some light on certain people that maybe people don't know too much about, or just bringing something new to people that we are familiar with that obviously mean a lot more to him. So this does, like you said, if this, like Viola Davis said, it could be like a nice curtain call. I kind of agree. I kind of get that feel. Yeah. Just given from what I got from this character in this short trailer.
Well, yeah, I kind of like what you just said there, because it feels like we are, because obviously Boseman didn't start with 42, but that was kind of where people really noticed him, was with 42, and then obviously he went on to play Jackie Brown and Thurgood Marshall, and then after that is when he got Black Panther. So it's like
about draft day, bro.
What else do we need?
Special teams. Putney. Get Putney.
Yeah. David Putney. Yeah.
Well, draft day too. That's right. Can't forget about draft day. But that's when, once he got Black Panther, that's when he just gave me this worldwide, larger than life like figure and this icon. So him doing this, it feels like it's kind of hearkening back to the days before Black Panther, and it's for her saying a curtain call. It does feel appropriate because it feels like we're going, a little bit back in time to his early in his career, and hopefully it's as nice of a send off as she says it is.
Agreed. And as far as Raya and the Last Dragon goes, with Kelly Marie Tran, dude, I love this trailer. This is not Pixar; it's just Disney animation.
Yeah,
and I love Disney animation. If you look at what they did with Moana, Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph. But I feel like a lot of the stuff that they learned from Moana, they were kind of bringing over to this film, because Moana was very colorful, very vibrant. The animation in that film was incredible in regards to the nature, the landscape, and I feel like we're getting a lot of that in this. And I love this trailer. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I love how it starts off. Like it kind of, majority of the trailer is like one specific scene that it focuses on, and I do love trailers that do that. That kind of just give you this one long scene as it plays out. But the like you said, the animation style, it very much, it looks like Moana. Yeah. Like I feel like it very much looks like that same kind of feel. Yeah, just a little bit more updated with the technology. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it looks fantastic. I love the music. I hope that's part of the actual score.
The music is so good. It's almost so like a horn.
Yeah, but it's like
twisted, like a twisted horn. It's like kind of like something from like Aliens or Star Wars or something. I don't know. But yeah, I love the music too. It was really good. And just seeing these again, I guess like people of color, so to speak, in these Disney movies, because I would imagine that maybe she has an Asian background. I would imagine so.
Yeah, I would think so.
I didn't get a chance to really look into the plot or in regards to where this character Raya is from, but But good for Kelly Marie Tran. You know, she had a little bit of a rough outing
with Star
Wars. You know, like people got on her back. They're just assholes. Like, don't listen to them. And then she pretty much got pushed aside in Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. So the fact that she's coming back and leading this animated film, like, good for her. I'm really happy for her. And yeah, I thought this, like, visually, this trailer was beautiful. And I'm excited to get some. I'm excited to get some Awkwafina dialogue in there because I do love Awkwafina.
Well, she was great in The Farewell.
She was fantastic.
She was so like because she kind of had like this when she came on the scene, like she was playing like these more like comedic roles, you know, to the point where like, you know, for any big comedy actor that has done it, where you look at like Zach Galifianakis or Melissa McCarthy, like a lot of their shtick gets tiresome. You know what I mean? And like
not just
that's the worry. You know what I mean? Like especially like for her, but. The fact that she came out so early with The Farewell, it's like, oh no, she can actually fucking act.
Not just that, but the fact that you're essentially almost dumbing the character down for a laugh.
Right.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I know.
Personally, like when you think of Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover, like they make him stupid sometimes.
Yes.
Like this, just to get a rise out of people, and like I'm not a huge fan of that when you're sort of dumbing down a character just for comedic purposes. And I felt like they did that a little bit with her in Crazy Rich Asians.
Right.
And that kind of upset me a little bit. I'm going to be honest. But yeah, to see her come back, and even in Ocean's 8, I thought she was great in Ocean's 8.
Yeah, definitely.
But to see her come back and really like show off that she is not that person. She's not gonna get typecasted as this like,
as like the comedic sidekick.
Exactly, or like the is that the word that I'm looking for? Sidekick? Yeah, I guess we'll roll with it for now because I don't want to stop and think about it because, like I said, people's attention spans. In the 2 seconds I stopped thinking about it,
bro,
we're gonna lose like 10 followers.
Yeah,
10
exactly,
listeners.
exactly.
Well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
But yeah, to the fact that she came back and showed off what she could do, I'm like, fuck yeah, go do your thing. And I'm excited to hear, like, I just want to hear her voice come out of the dragon.
Exactly.
That's what I'm looking for.
Because that definitely is a weird mix. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so like I do want to see it in context before like I have like a preconceived notion about it.
And I saw some concept art of the dragon, and it's like a beautiful design. It's very like again, it's very colorful, but it's very different. It's almost like your traditional sort of like long dragon, but it's got these like weird different elements, kind of like almost looks like flowers or petals, like very like natural. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited to that's what I'm looking forward to, just seeing like kind of like Eddie Murphy when you voice Mushu.
Yes.
Like I'm excited to see what she's going to bring to this sort of like animated character.
Right, absolutely. And it comes out in March of 2021. So Bro, if we're in March of 2021 and movies still aren't coming out, we are fucked.
Well, I would imagine that if that's the situation, they would probably drop it on Disney Plus.
They probably would.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please come back, movie theaters. We miss you.
Well, Conan tried to freaking bring a movie theater back, and they robbed him.
Dude, dude, that honestly, man, only Conan can get robbed and just turn it into the most hilarious fucking story ever. Or
you
just
can tell he was hurting.
I know he was upset.
He was definitely upset.
He's like, no other host gets robbed. He goes, this doesn't happen to Kimmel or Fallon.
You probably heard about it. We are doing our show from a crime scene.
But we love you, Conan.
I love Conan. Conan is the best. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to some miscellaneous news. Oh, hold on. We have some sirens.
We got some crime fighting.
Crime fighting going on. I can picture Spider-Man just like zipping
he's
through.
He's following the. He's swinging behind the cop car.
Definitely.
And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not.
Shut it down.
All right, so here we go. We got Marvel's Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings has finished filming just as Spider-Man 3 production gets underway in Atlanta. Then Michael B. Jordan, who is making the rounds, he's not only going to lead in Denzel Washington's new film alongside Shantae Adams, but he's also signed on to direct and star in Creed 3. Fast and Furious is slowing down as Universal plans to bring the franchise to a stop. Justin Lin will try to bring the film series to the finish line. Bro, how many racing puns are we going to have in this fucking line, in these notes?
Bro.
I'm surprised you didn't put like, oh, the Fast and Furious franchise is going to hit the brakes.
Oh, that's a good one.
There's too many puns, bro.
I mean, Bob came into my office. I was like, what do you want? So get out of here. And he's like, I got this for you for the notes. And I was like, oh. I read it. I'm like, that's pretty good.
All right, let me read this line again. Justin Lin will bring the franchise series to the finish line as he has confirmed to direct the last 2 films.
Good job, Bob.
And finally, movie delays continue as Candyman has been pushed back to August 27, 2021. Actually, So in the notes, it says almost a year after its original release date, but that original release date of September 25th is the first COVID push. So the original release date, like the original was June 12th.
Bob!
But still, though, that's fucking insane. Like, it's now over a year before we're going to get this movie.
You just lost all the credit I gave you. Yes.
But still, like, fucking wild, man.
Yeah, it's
fucking
insane.
wild. All right, so out of all this, what comes to mind, bro?
Okay, what I want to talk about in this here is I want to talk about the Fast and Furious stuff.
Okay.
So I'm going to quickly rapid fire through the 3 things, and then I'll bounce it back to you in case you have anything to say, and then I'll go off with Fast and Furious. So Marvel's Shang-Chi finished, Spider-Man 3 underway. Cool, awesome. Marvel's, like we said, starting to get the fucking gears running, bro. They're in full motion. And I know there's some productions have had trouble with COVID-related issues, but I'm happy that movies are wrapping up and the movies are starting.
Yes.
So we heard that Spider-Man 3 was going to start filming around this time, and they're on track. So it looks like the December release date for next year is somewhat intact for now.
Yeah.
In terms of Michael B. Jordan, bro, the guy is grinding. Fucking busy. He's producing Static Shock movie. He's gonna be in Denzel. He's to direct and star in Creed. Like, good for you, bro. I personally love Michael B. Jordan, so go ahead and do your thing. Oh, actually, I want to harness back to Marvel's Shang-Chi. We finally saw Just Mercy.
Yeah,
I wasn't crazy about it.
Yeah,
so
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was very
like Jamie Foxx and I think Michael B. Jordan give really good performances.
I felt it was a little too Lifetimey.
I was gonna say it has a very, it feels very Oscar baity.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like even though it deals with a very serious subject matter, and while like the story is very compelling, just like in general, it just has a very just like
for me personally,
we're gunning for Oscars on.
I got a bigger emotional impact from like Remember the Titans when they threw the brick through the window, than from like anything in that movie.
Right, I would agree. I would agree. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. But even though despite that, like, cool. Let's see what I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the director's name. I believe it's like Dennis Cho. I believe I could be wrong. But like, let's see what he does with Marvel Shang-Chi. Cool. And then Michael B. Jordan, awesome, bro. Do your thing. Good for you. And then to go into movie delays, like you said, it's fucking insane. We love Yahya. I love what he's sort of done with his career, and I think he's picked a really smart role. So I was really excited for this and see what he was going to bring to this sort of iconic horror character. And yeah, it's just another. We'll get it when we get it.
We'll get there when we get there.
Exactly.
The director's name is Destin Daniel Cretton.
Oh yeah, so I was close.
Yeah. You were close, man. You were really close. Also, Awkwafina is in Shang-Chi. I didn't realize that. I completely forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Pretty awesome.
She's making the rounds, bro.
That she is. So yeah, I'm kind of with you on this. Cool to see Marvel like in full swing, getting their movies going, and also wrapping up movies. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is absolutely crushing it. I like how he's kind of taking a page out of Stallone's book and directing and starring in his own franchise movie, which is pretty cool. And
he's dangerous.
I know he's dangerous. I'm dangerous.
I'm dangerous.
And then Candyman fucking blows because like I really like everything I've seen from the movie so far. That one trailer where it's like the animated style was fucking awesome.
Very like Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows storytelling.
Yeah, that kind of feel to it. And yeah, so that's definitely a fucking bummer that now it's not coming out till August. Like, holy shit.
Dude, it sucks.
But I give props to Nia DaCosta. She really wants it to come out in theaters. So good on.
But that's the thing though, is it on her or is it on the studio?
I don't know. It could be both. It could be a mixture of both. Saying,
I mean, she's gonna be busy because she's gonna start Captain Marvel soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of my things because I know we both have kind of mixed feelings on Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I do not like it.
Yeah, so I was kind of looking forward to Candyman to see what she could do and to see what she could possibly bring into Captain Marvel.
I agree.
But it's kind of fun because when you think of like Nia DaCosta and like Annie Muschietti, you have how these like kind of horror directors, so to speak, are kind of moving into superhero films.
Yeah,
and seeing like they're sort of even like James Wan.
Right.
He's a horror director, and look what he did with Aquaman.
Right.
Like so I'm kind of excited to see what these sort of horror minds are going to bring into these superhero films.
Definitely agree.
But what I want to talk about a little bit is Fast and Furious. 2 more movies. We already know they're going to space.
We're going to space.
Space.
We already know they're going to space. We already know they're going back in time because we had Asian Marty McFly in the fucking trailer.
We are. If I swear to God, if when Fast 9 finally comes out, if they don't go back in time to bring Han back, I'm gonna be so fucking disappointed. I'm gonna walk out.
So at this point, we already have sort of superhero strengths between Vin Diesel and The Rock and everything.
And like in Furious 7, like the whole end fight between Vin Diesel and Jay Statham was a full-on superhero battle.
Not to mention that a fucking concrete parking lot collapses on top of them, and they're just magically fine.
And I love The Rock, just like he literally lifts a concrete slab.
Or when he takes, Dad's gotta go to work.
He's gonna work.
He's fucking like rips the cast out. Fucking ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
The thing, at this point, they're all Supermen.
Yes.
And we even get I'm Black Superman.
Yeah.
In like the Fast and Furious world.
Yes.
So now the only other logical reason is either dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Or some crazy...
Or Transformers.
Yes. Fucking yes. Like some like crazy merging with like Transformers, G.I. Joe.
Jurassic Park.
Just
this epic crossover.
Power Rangers. Who fucking knows?
Thought Endgame had the most epic crossover ever. Nope, not even close.
You are not even like ready. They're probably like... Bro, I'm telling you, the Fast and Furious exec is just like ripping lines. Just like, they have no fucking idea what's coming. Yeah. And I'm ready. I love... Fast and Furious films, they were so ridiculous, they're so bonkers, but I love them. That Fast 9 trailer, every single time it came up in the theater, I was like, I cannot wait for this fucking movie. Just seeing them go off the cliff and magically latch onto the rope as it swings them to the other side.
To the other side, it's like, what is going on?
Makes no sense, but I'm all for it. I am all for it.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add to that.
Got sweaty.
Just got sweaty, and yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for Fast 9.
See how crazy they get.
And I've honestly, like, I've been saying that they have been gonna go to space for like the longest fucking time. Like I think since Fast 7, like they're going to space at some point.
We had some naysayers, bro.
We had some naysayers. Some naysayers, if they're listening, you know who you are. They don't listen. All right, let's move into some of our main topics, and we're going to kick it off with the brand new trailer for Mank. So it's the second trailer for David Fincher's passion project. The film stars Gary Oldman, Amanda Seyfried, and Charles Dance, amongst others, and centers on Herman J. Mankiewicz, the Oscar-winning co-writer of Citizen Kane, as he overcomes personal and professional battles to finish the script for Orson Welles' iconic drama. The film is scheduled for a November 2020 limited theatrical release before dropping on Netflix on December 4th, 2020. I know we've talked about Mank in the past, so this might seem a little redundant, but David Fincher's been kind of making the rounds, and he's been giving a lot of different interviews, and he's been dropping all kinds of really cool things about it. But before we get into that, we both watched the second trailer. What'd you think of it? Because the first trailer was more of like a teaser, and this we got like more of the story, more of the characters.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, I know you said we've been talking about it a lot, but when you think about it, we got the images, the first stills, the teaser, and the trailer within like 2 months.
Yeah, we just
so it's like it all kind of like just came fucking hot dogs, just came at our faces. But dude, this trailer was incredible.
I know.
Like, how can you fucking not? Like, I for starters, obviously, we know how sort of picky and what a sort of perfectionist Dave Fincher is when it comes to his films.
Very. He's like a technical assassin.
Exactly.
When it comes to filmmaking.
Exactly, and we know that. So some of the things that to me are interesting is the fact of how this, in a way, kind of has strayed away from like your traditional David Fincher films. Mm-hmm. We've said this before, how he's very color dependent, and his color palette is very almost a character in a way.
It's very distinct, and he usually uses like very similar color palettes. So when you see it, you're like, this is a David Fincher movie.
I actually like the way you said that. It's a very distinct color palette, and it's very representative of who he is, and very representative of his filmmaking. So the fact that now we are going into a movie with no color, like that's fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
You know, not to mention that I think it's safe to say that David Fincher's films, for the most part, don't have much humor in them.
Yes.
You know, and to me, this trailer, just the energy and the rhythm of this trailer was very reminiscent to like old school films. Like when you think of like an old school film, like what's the Hitchcock? Is it The Rope?
Yes.
The Hitchcock movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like when those three characters like in the room and they're all just kind of like wow,
yes, that very heightened sense of acting.
Well, isn't this a fine song and dance?
What are you getting so hot about?
Keep your shirt on.
Where do you get off making remarks like that?
Supposing I say you're a lunkhead.
Well, I ain't much for supposing.
Well, supposing you were.
Well, maybe I'm through supposing and I'm fixed to start figuring.
Horseradish.
Well, aren't you a pocket full of firecrackers?
Oh, yeah? You got something to say about it?
I'll say plenty.
Yeah, and it's very quick and they bounce off each other.
Yes.
So they kind of feed off each other and they're bouncing off, and it's very quick and quippy and fast. You get that in this trailer. So it kind of feels like David Fincher is almost bringing that sort of like quick, fast banter into this movie, and that's very exciting because again, that's kind of different, and the music in the trailer is very upbeat, and it kind of gives a sense of like almost like a lighthearted movie with some humor elements in it, and that's again not very David Fincher-esque. So I feel, and granted, I'm just talking about what I got from this trailer.
Right.
And I feel like if that is the case, and we are sort of going that route, it feels like David Fincher's almost like challenging himself a little bit. And it almost like, I almost want to know like how many pages was the script?
Yeah.
Because this, like I said, it was constant. Constant. Not necessarily in regards to like there was a lot of dialogue in the trailer, but you were just moving and moving and moving and moving.
Yeah. Like it never stops, and it's very much constructed like an old school kind of trailer where it's just there's constant words being said. There's no breaks. There's no time for the music to really like have like the big like crescendo.
The music's just going and you're just going with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just watching along. And then those little quick moments of like Mank.
Yes.
Mank.
Yeah.
Like,
Hello, everyone.
Make yourself to home, Mr. Mankowitz, or shall I call you Herman?
Please, call me Mank.
Mank. This is Herman Mankowitz, but we're to call him Mank.
Mankowitz.
Everything is just so reminiscent to like old school cinema. And yeah, it just makes me think like, no, I almost feel like certain that he's going to bring those elements into the movie. And it's different. It's different from a Fincher film or anything that we've really seen. So like, I know he does have a sort of music background because he did a lot of music shorts, like very early on for like the Outfield and Rick Springfield. Like he did a lot of those things. So it's like how I always talk about like the rhythm feel of how it's like sort of orchestrated. And I just feel like we're going to get something different here, and I'm really excited, man.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I think this is going to get him his nom. After this trailer, I was so on.
Dude,
it's gonna get him his nom. His win. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say like I saw this trailer and I'm like, this movie's coming for all the Oscars. I feel like it's gonna get nominated for every fucking category that it possibly can.
If we were doing like early sort of betting now, I'm gonna say Oldman's got it in the bag. I'm gonna say Fincher's got it. Maybe Scream. Like those are my locked wins.
Well, the interesting thing too was if you look at like the actual movie poster and whose names are like in the biggest print in terms of the actors,
like top billing.
It's Gary Oldman, Amanda Seyfried, and Charles Dance. So
awesome.
you would think that they're gonna push them. They're gonna push them for all the awards. But yeah, man, this trailer was absolutely incredible. The movie looks expensive.
It does.
It looks really expensive for everything that they do. And I know Fincher movies are never cheap. And he also doesn't shy away from using CG. That's the thing about a Fincher movie.
That's what I think it is.
It's sneakily like has a lot of CG in a Fincher movie.
When you don't need it.
Yeah, when you don't
fucking need it. But again, he's such like a perfectionist and he's so like tech savvy. Like, he's like, I don't care if you don't need it, but I want this fucking thing on the bill. I want this retail poster.
That's basically what it is. Like when you watch the breakdown for Gone Girl, you just see like all the little CG elements that he adds in, whether it's like you said, like from like a poster or because like he's just so technical and like he has a very specific vision, so that when all of his shots, they have to be a certain way no matter what, and he will do anything he can to make it exactly as he wants it, and that's what you want in a director. Yeah, you want them to have a very specific vision, and what?
No, I'm just saying like it's true because like it's like he puts like a plant vine in one of the shots, like some like greenery, some landscape, and it's like I want it in there. It's like why? Because I fucking want it.
I fucking want it in there. That's why.
I'm David Fincher. Put it in the goddamn. That probably costs like $10,000.
Yeah, probably.
So it's like, but yeah, I'm with you. Everything about this, to me. The main thing that I'm getting from this is that Fincher is really challenging himself and doing something different, and that to me is super exciting. And I can't wait.
I can't wait either. Yeah. The one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this back up is because David Fincher did this really awesome interview with Vulture, and in it he talks about him going to the movies with his dad when he was very young, and all the movies that they went to go see, the movies that his dad took him to see at a young age. What's
that like?
What was that?
Go to see a movie with your dad.
Just gotta get it in there.
Just gotta a nice little plug.
But and he just kind of goes over everything about his father writing the script. But some of the interesting stuff, and since we have been talking a lot about Alien recently, he talked about how he dragged his dad to go see the very first Alien movie, and then not that he talks about because David Fincher refuses to talk about Alien 3 for obvious reasons. As he kind of was giving interviews on the history of the script, he mentioned Alien 3, but in the most indirect way possible. So this is what he said. He's like, I hadn't directed a movie yet. I was just going off to do that. Once I had gone to Pinewood for 2 years and had been through a situation where I was a hired gun to make a library title for a multinational vertically integrated media conglomerate.
Wow.
So that was how he described Alien 3. His time
So we assume it's Alien 3.
It's Alien 3 for sure. Yeah.
We assume so. But hey.
But yeah, I mean, like let me clarify Alien 3. I think Alien 3 as a standalone is great. I think as a franchise, as a continuation of the franchise, it's a failure. That's my feelings on Alien 3. Like I'll give you that one. I love Alien 3 as if you're just looking at it in like a box. But if you look at it as the sequel to Aliens, what's in the box? But if you look at it as a sequel to Aliens, it's a failure.
Okay, I can give you that one.
That's how I feel about it.
Maybe that one.
I also like too how Charles Dance is in Mank, so that's a nice little team up from Alien 3 because Charles Dance was in Alien 3.
Is he gonna get killed off like very early on? Again?
I hope not.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen that. But yeah, that was just one of the things that stuck out to me.
Cool. I mean, we love Fincher, so do you, bro? Do you? And actually, speaking of doing you, Uncharted. This is all you, bro.
Next topic.
So I'm just gonna lay back and enjoy my delicious glass of water.
So
while you rant.
While I go on this rant. All right. Yeah. So Uncharted. So Tom Holland took to social media to share the first look of his portrayal of Nathan Drake for the upcoming Uncharted film. Mark Wahlberg did the same as he shared a video showing off the signature Sully mustache. Uncharted is an upcoming action-adventure film based on the popular video game by Naughty Dog and is set to hit theaters on July 16th, 2021.
My birthday.
It's your birthday.
Yeah, so hopefully it's not fucking ruined by you dragging me to go see Uncharted.
So, I mean, as if you guys have been listening to the show, you know that Uncharted is probably my favorite video game series. And so we finally got the first look of Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. And it doesn't look bad. It looks like Nathan Drake, what he's wearing to just like the setting that's around him. It very much looks like Uncharted. So
is that like, did he recreate like a still from a video game?
I mean, it's kind of maybe somewhat of a signature pose
that
I guess Nate might be doing. I don't really know, to be honest with you. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. I'll give it that.
You get a pass.
I still don't like Mark Wahlberg as Sully. I still think it's a horrible casting choice. He showed a video with him with the mustache, but then a few months earlier they were doing filming and it was him and Tom Holland and he didn't have a mustache. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Maybe the CG mustache war continues.
Maybe they're gonna put a CG mustache on him for some shit. I have no idea.
Before they took off a CG mustache, and they're going to add one. Hollywood is always learning, developing, advancing. So who knows? Maybe they're going to figure they're doing something like that. Who fucking knows?
But yeah, I mean, like I'm like as much as I want to be negative and just crush the project, I still have hope. Not that I have hope, but like I want it to be good. Like I don't want it to be bad.
Well, the director is solid, Ruben Fleischer. I mean, he did Zombieland, so I'll give him that. So
but like anything else, really? Like
I mean, Venom made a ton of money. People love Venom,
But Venom's not a good movie.
It's not a good movie. That's what I'm saying. Like he's kind of like he's okay.
I mean, the problem that I have with it is that he kind of came in at the 11th hour. Like is usually spells disaster for a project because it's not their vision. They're picking up the pieces for somebody else, and like the movie felt like it was kind of like, all right, we have somebody now, go, film it. Then obviously COVID hits and they had to stop production. So hopefully in that time off, he kind of had a better chance to get maybe more familiar with the material. And maybe improve it. Maybe he was able to flesh out some of the action sequences more and
think some things over a little bit more.
Exactly. So instead of coming in and having to go with filming, maybe he was able to step back, really look at it and plan out a little bit more. Had a little bit extra time in pre-production, which I don't think he had coming into this project.
It's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan. So that's kind of my hope for it. So if it does come out and it's anything of a success, I think you can attribute it to this time off that they had, and hopefully they're able to make the project better.
I feel like it's going to have some sort of moderate success regardless because of Tom Holland. And the property.
Well, I was going to say too, because of the property, because of Tom Holland, Sony I know is going to go balls out marketing the shit out of this movie, and because it has like a very nice summer release date in the middle of July, that's a prime spot. So it's definitely going to make money, and I think it's probably going to be very successful. It's just a matter of how, if it's good or not.
Right, and to kind of harness back on something that we said before, kind of how you were like, oh, the director's coming in on the 11th hour, and it's like, go. For example, The Martian, which we spoke about.
Yeah.
That was the same situation, because I believe they lost Drew Goddard.
Right.
Ridley Scott came on, and he just had to steer the ship. However, the sort of seeds that were planted for that film were like, strong seeds. I was trying to think of a metaphor. I was thinking of like beanstalk seeds. That didn't fucking make any sense. But it was like, they had their shit figured out.
Yeah.
Here there's just been so much fucking production drama.
Well, that's what I mean between production. I mean, like you said about The Martian. Like Drew Goddard's a really talented writer.
Stud.
So he's a stud. Yeah. Like I don't think Uncharted has that, and I'm pretty sure it's gone through so many rewrites and so many different directors and so many scripts. So I honestly don't know what to expect with this. I just hope that whoever wrote that last draft knows the game, knows it well, and I don't even expect them to recreate. Like, I don't want to see the games redone for the movies. I want them to do their own thing.
But keep that essence of the game.
But keep the essence of the game, keep the essence of the characters. Like, that's that's the thing. Like, I hope to be surprised by Mark Wahlberg. I have no expectations for him as Sully, but with Tom Holland, he's supposed to be playing a younger version of Nathan Drake. If he can just embody that character and embody the spirit of Nathan Drake, I think he's going to be fine. Like,
it's very interesting because Tom Holland was blowing up at a point.
Yeah.
But then obviously he had the Disraeli movie. He had he was just he was just constantly being thrown in the headlines. But obviously when COVID hit, everything kind of slowed down. Now we're sort of starting to get the returns of those things. Like we got that all the time.
Like Cherry's going to come out later this year.
Exactly. So now we're going to, because my worry was that it was going to be too much, and then he was going to sort of lose his magic.
Yeah.
I think he did a fine job in Devil All the Time. We're going to get Cherry. Let's see how he does there, and then hopefully it's not that situation where it's just like we kind of start rolling your eyes at it when it's just like when you're just constantly getting kind of like The Rock when he's every single time there's a fucking movie coming out,
right,
and it's always The Rock's movie,
right?
You know, so yeah, let's see what he does with Cherry. Let's see how it differentiates from his other roles, especially the most iconic ones being Spider-Man. And let's see what I have no sort of like.
I know you have no baseline for Uncharted.
Exactly, and not just that, but to be honest, I don't care.
Yeah,
because of all the fucking production around.
I know. Yeah, so it kind of takes you out of it.
Yeah, but hey, if we get that trailer, and if you're genuinely excited, if you are genuinely excited and you're like looking forward to it, and you're like, bro, I want to see this movie, I'm pumped. Then I'll be pumped.
Yeah,
and I'll use that as my baseline.
Right.
You know? But if you're gonna be like, I will say
this looks like ass.
Yeah, then I'll be like, all right, so maybe I don't know.
We can skip this one.
Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't expect so much. Maybe we'll go see it on my birthday. Maybe we'll go see it the next day. So you're not a fucking grouchy bitch the whole time. But yeah, man, I guess we'll get more information as it comes out, I guess.
Yeah, and I was honestly, this just popped in my head. I can see one of the reasons why they chose Tom Holland for Nathan Drake is because a big part of the games is climbing and like swinging around and shit. So it's very much,
parkour.
It's very much parkour and very much like Spider-Man. So the fact that I think, and Tom Holland loves doing his own stunts, so I could very much see them doing a lot of that's the thing too. Like, I think Uncharted will also benefit from being very practical, and I hope that they take a very practical aspect to it. Like, for as not the greatest movie as the first Tomb Raider is, one of the things that I can appreciate about it is that they actually went to different locations and shot on location. And there was
I
lot
love
of
the first Tomb Raider.
I know, but I'm just saying, like while some people might not look at it as a great movie, the production design and the production value I think is very high in that movie. So I kind of hope that this movie is very much the same, because Nate is kind of like the male version of Lara Croft. So it's a lot of that, treasure hunting, going to different countries and places and looking for like this secret treasure and shit. So it has a very fun appeal to it. So I hope that they can capture that and they can do, really good shit with it.
We'll see, bro.
I know. We'll see. And that brings us to our last topic of the day, and one of the most exciting. So
I'm so excited to
we're going to talk a little bit about Justice League's additional photography. So Jared Leto has joined in on the additional photography for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Leto will reprise his role of the Joker, which he played in 2016 Suicide Squad. Also returning for reshoots is Amber Heard's Mira and Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. Heavily rumored.
There's rumors in the Twitter sphere.
The project is set to premiere on HBO Max sometime next year, but not soon enough, Martin.
I know.
Not soon enough. I want it now.
Bro, okay. For starters, this is fucking crazy. This is nuts.
This is one character I did not think was going to come back.
Absolutely
at
not.
All.
And this is a very Batman dependent character. Like, why else would you have the fucking Joker in this?
Yes.
There's no other reason to have the Joker in this. Like, I don't really see it. Granted, I could be wrong, but if like you said, the heavy rumor with Joe Manganiello is that he was sporting the Deathstroke hair at some sort of Twitch event or stream or something like that. So everyone started going crazy, like, oh my god, he's got the Deathstroke hair, he's coming back, blah 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 blah. But it hasn't really been confirmed yet, at least from what I saw. But this goes back a little bit to, I believe we mentioned this in our last episode, of how Fabian Wagner posted that huge photo
Yes, and we were curious, like, oh, is this for Justice League or is it for something else that he's shooting?
We kind of assumed it was for Justice League.
Actually, no, I assumed it wasn't because I was like, oh, this looks like it's a massive set.
It's a massive set.
Why would they be doing this for Justice League?
Green screen, like it looks like it was like a big budget production set. Now you're telling me that Joker's coming back. You're telling me that Magneto might be coming back. Amber Heard, obviously, most likely going to be in Atlantis or something along those lines. Yeah,
maybe they had to reshoot some additional stuff with her.
Right. So these, I cannot even imagine how much fucking money these reshoots are going to be.
I mean, there still is the budget of $70 million,
which is I don't buy. I'm assuming these are well close to or over $100 million. These are, for the most part, big names. You don't schedule these a week beforehand.
Right.
You know, especially since Joker has to get into the makeup and all that thing. Same thing with Joe Manganiello. So all
right. So here's what
let's go.
I know.
Let's break it down.
All right. So before we actually get into our speculation of what these characters could be doing in the movie, I think one of the reasons why you're spending this much money and you're bringing all these characters back is I am firmly committed to the idea that HBO Max is going to continue Snyder's vision on HBO Max.
120%.
I think they're doing different things. I think they're going to set up stories in this Justice League movie that's going to continue on in other shows.
And possibly films.
But I seriously feel like I'm kind of on board now with the fact that they might do a Batfleck series.
I think it's going to happen, bro, or something. Whether it's a movie, a project, something. I think something is going to happen, like you said. And not to cut you off too, but it's just like obviously Joker and Deathstroke. These are Batman characters. Like these are in the Batman's Rogue Gallery. And regardless of what you think about Jared Leto's Joker, regardless of what you think,
right?
To me, I love Batfleck. He is my favorite Batman, and I want to see my favorite Batman, cinematic Batman, face off with his Joker.
Yes.
And that Joker, like I said, whatever you may think, whether it's good or bad, his Joker is Jared Leto.
Yes.
So, like, there is a possibility that we're going to get a Batfleck and Jared Leto Joker face off in this.
Yeah.
And, like, who would have ever fucking thought that?
I know.
I would have never...
Especially after, like the debacle of Suicide Squad after it got hacked to pieces and re-edited.
Which is something else that I want to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's the thing. So do you think the Ayer cut is coming?
Exactly.
I think it's coming.
I think it's coming too.
Yeah.
I do. And I'm not too crazy about that,
right,
to be honest with you. But at this point, it just feels like they're... Look, I mean, again, this is the beauty of having a sort of stream platform. It's like a sandbox. You can literally have fun, play, do different shit, explore, experiment. And I feel like they're going to start sort of, in a way, kind of possibly trying to give the best product that they can so that they can continue this world building and they can continue this storytelling.
I would agree too. That was one of the reasons why I think the Ayer cut is coming, because I think the original Ayer cut had a lot of setup for Justice League. And I think that's the only reason I can think of is why they're actually going to actually bring it to HBO Max at some points, because
and a lot of Joker footage on the
there's a lot of Joker footage on the cutting room floor. That's why like trust me, like I'm not the biggest Jared Leto Joker fan, but I know in Ayer's original cut he was a much darker version of the character than what we got in like the shitty mess that came out in 2016. So it's hard to judge, because you heard about this character and you heard about all the stuff that went on behind the scenes, and then you also heard that there was like 40 minutes of Joker footage left on the cutting room floor, and he was in the movie for maybe 10.
See, but I don't buy if it was that much, though. I just personally don't.
I mean, I remember seeing a lot of stuff that was shot behind the scenes
that I saw different
that wasn't in the movie.
In the trailer, the only thing that I saw different trailer was when we see him with the grenade and he says bye, which he got like the fucked up face, which I imagine he comes back after the
he comes back after the helicopter crashes. Right. But like scenes were altered in that helicopter scene. I know that there was a lot of stuff for Harley's backstory that was still chopped out, that was like re-edited for the movie. The whole chase with Batman was completely hacked to pieces. That whole sequence was about 15 minutes long,
you can tell was fucking
you can tell was hacked to pieces. Suicide Squad is one of the worst edited movies I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's so bad, but
it's really bad. Yeah.
But I do like I know you're not crazy about, but I do really want to see the Ayer cut.
No, I'll see it if it comes out. But it's me. I'm just like again, it's like what has Hollywood done for you lately? You know, like, to me, David Ayer, I wasn't a big fan of how he handled the whole situation.
I wasn't either. Yeah.
So to me, that kind of rubbed me off a little bit the wrong way. And again, this is a long time ago, but he hasn't had the best sort of streak with films recently.
Yeah, he hasn't.
So, but if it does come out, you fucking bet your ass I'm going to be pumped to see it.
Oh, yeah.
The second it comes out, we're going to get it, and we're going to watch that shit, and I'm going to be excited. But yeah, that to me is the biggest thing, just of the yin and yang, like the ultimate yin and yang is Batman and Joker. And to see my favorite Batman face off with Jared Leto's Joker, it's going to be exciting. I'm also excited to see Snyder's take on Jared Leto's Joker.
Yes.
That's going to be really exciting to see. I did like Jared Leto's Joker before. Like, for example, okay, like when we were watching Birds of Prey, we get that little quick snippet of, remember, they're like tattooing the dude's face.
Yep.
I wanted more of that.
I know.
I wanted more of like just Joker and Harley. Again, regardless of what you think of this Joker, I want to see them going around being chaotic, which we get a little bit in the Harley Quinn show, which is so fantastic. Like, I want to see more of that. So this Joker in this context, it works for me. Like, it's fine. This is the Snyderverse Joker. It is what it is. No big deal. But I hope that Snyder just turns him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not so over the top, not like a little crazy. But I did think he was menacing in his own respect. But I just hope that he tunes him down just a little bit.
I think so too. But I also think that, like in this situation, time might be a really nice thing to have had because, he's been so far removed from this character to revisit it. Maybe now it's like I get a second shot at it. So let me try something different here.
That I agree with you. That is, to me, the biggest thing in all this is the power of hindsight.
Yes.
Every single person who is involved with this project is now looking back at what worked, what didn't work, what people were saying, what people wanted,
Right.
And yeah, we can't stress this enough. This is literally going to be a whole new thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of insane. And if we get some sort of moment where we get like a Joker, Lex Luthor, Deathstroke interaction, kind of like we got at the end of the boat.
Which I think that's what a lot of people are assuming how the Joker fits into this, because there was a cut scene from Justice League that Zack Snyder shot with Deathstroke breaking Lex Luthor out of Arkham.
Yeah, what if maybe he's bringing out Joker as well?
So I wonder if Joker's just there.
Or if Joker's like the inside man. And
right.
He's like figuring everything out.
Right,
Like,
right.
He's got everyone in his back pocket, It's really exciting because just the character of Joker is just such an exciting character. And again, whatever you may think of him, it's just like, to me, I'm through the roof.
I know,
this is some of like this is some of the best news I've heard all year because of what it could possibly mean.
Yes. Well, I was gonna say, like, this is like this really is becoming like the ultimate like DC thing.
It is.
Like, it just feels like all these characters are now involved, and you have even more characters than we expected to be in this cut. I can imagine there might be more that we don't even know about that are coming into this. So we don't know. And if they are using this not only to kind of cap off Snyder's run in DC, but maybe as a launching point for more stuff going forward, like, who knows what the hell this is going to bring.
I think it's becoming that thing. I think it's becoming a sort of launch off point, like you said, because I am now 100% convinced that we are going to get some sort of Batfleck project.
That's a bold statement.
Whether it's a series, whether it's a movie, we're just getting, like, you bring in Joker to bring the best and worst out of Batman, and those are almost like the funnest qualities.
Yes.
That's like what you love to watch, of how much Joker can test Batman. Now, is there a chance that they're never going to meet in the Zack Snyderverse? Yeah,
it's possible.
100%. Like, for all we know, he's coming in for 5 minutes and he's out.
Yeah, like we could be like overhyping this. He honestly could come in and literally be a cameo in the cell in Arkham when Deathstroke breaks out Lex Luthor, and just, it's like he's there. You know what I mean? And that's it.
And I wouldn't leave it up to Snyder to do that.
Right, I wouldn't leave it up to either.
Yeah, Snyder loves Easter eggs. He loves playing sort of inside baseball and pleasing the fans, so to speak.
Right. So it could very well just be a blink and you miss a cameo.
I missed it! Oh!
You know what I mean? Or it could be a small part. We don't know.
But for me personally, I wholeheartedly believe that this is just something that they're bringing him in. They're going to do a little bit more world building. And this, I think, is going to be a sort of launching point. And I think the sort of quote unquote Snyderverse is going to stay alive moving forward.
I think so too. And I honestly wouldn't doubt that they would take Affleck's Batman script and turn it into a series. Like, I honestly think that could be a possibility, because there were rumors going around that they wrote a fantastic script. That they wrote a really great script, and obviously we know that whole PR thing that happened where he's like, oh, I just couldn't crack the script. We knew that was all bullshit.
Yeah.
That and obviously, and I think a lot of it chalked up to his personal issues with dealing with alcoholism at the time and everything. Luckily, he's a lot more healthier now. He's in a better mindset. So if he has the opportunity, obviously he's already taken the opportunity to come back, because he's going to be in The Flash for like a short cameo. You know what I mean? So he's obviously,
and he's in shape,
and he's in really good shape.
He looks great.
So he's obviously up for coming back to playing Batman. So if you're telling me if HBO Max was like, hey, let's take your script and turn it to a series, fuck yeah, he's going to do it.
Yeah, and we'll give you creative control.
Right.
We know how much he loves playing Batman.
Yep.
If you watch the I think it was it Variety or GQ when he does his career breakdown.
Yes, when he does his career breakdown, and then you see him really.
You see the flip switch.
You see him excited talking about BVS, and then he's like Justice League.
Not so much, not great, Bob. But fun thing is that he wrote that script with Jeff Johns.
Yes.
Obviously, I mean, Jeff Johns also co-wrote Wonder Woman 1984, so he's still whatever I guess he already had in motion. It's still there, but I mean that could cause some possible drama that I'm not going to really worry about right now. But yeah, like I do see this as a sort of I guess like like you said, like a launching off point or like a sort of reboot and sort of giving new life into these stories and these characters, man. And I'm pumped.
I know, yeah, I'm definitely pumped too. And the other cool thing was on that call sheet we had not only Ben Affleck, Jared Leto, Amber Heard, possibly Joe Manganiello, which I'm saying he's definitely coming back for more.
Well, he also teased it, remember, when it was first announced?
Yes, he definitely did tease it. That's for sure.
So I'm sure he's coming back as well.
But we also had both Gal Gadot and Ray Fisher on the call sheet as well. And I'm kind of curious as to what they're coming back for because, you know, Ray Fisher obviously was supposed to be like the center of the movie. And we assume that you know, most of his stuff was shot. And then Gal Gadot too, I'm curious as to why she's coming back.
Well, I mean, yeah, because we already covered that a little bit in regards to like Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Ray Fisher. We discussed that before. But like, if he is sort of adding a little bit more story, then he probably wants some more Ray Fisher stuff because we know how much Zack Snyder loves Ray Fisher's Cyborg and how much he loves Victor Stone. And he said a million times how Victor Stone is the heart of the film. So he probably just needs him back to maybe some more like connective tissue, maybe drive the story a little bit more,
right,
make it flow better.
Or it could have been stuff maybe they didn't get the chance to shoot. They're just
or
picking
again,
up now.
In the hindsight, maybe he's like, oh, you know what would have been cool if I did this. Now he has the ability to do it.
Right.
And as far as Bruce and Diana, even though this is going to be different from the Justice League, from the Whedon version, it's pretty much safe to say that they pretty much played like the scouting team.
Yes.
Regardless of the version.
I'll say regardless of the version, I think that was always the plan.
Yeah, that they were the scouting team. So I'm sure we're going to get more of them just kind of like discussing shit, talking. Maybe looking for some of the members and
those are honestly some of the scenes I'm really looking forward to is those moments with just the league interacting and specifically between them because there was some stuff in that Comic-Con footage way back when. Remember that Comic-Con trailer that we got? And like there's some really good banter that they have that was cut out of the fucking Joss Whedon version.
He said he'll fight with us?
More or less.
More or more less?
Probably more or less.
He said no.
He said no.
But yeah, I'm with you. And again, I've said this a million times, just seeing these sort of superheroes and their civvies talking around the computer.
It's just cool, man.
It's cool. It's a relatable factor, and I enjoy it a lot. So I'm ready for. I know Zach. We said this a million times. He loves to tease. He loves to take photos, and he's already doing it.
Oh, he's going
Was
crazy.
That a slate?
Yeah, he posted the slate.
Right. So it's only a matter of time before we get some more shit.
I know.
I can't wait. And I'm so excited.
And I know we said this before, but I'm so fucking happy for him. He's like a fucking he's like a kid in a candy store right now.
I cannot even imagine how happy he is right now.
Yeah.
I cannot even fucking imagine. He's probably. And if it sucks, then it sucks. We really don't lose anything.
No, we don't lose anything.
We do not lose anything. All we do is just get more cool footage of Batfleck and whatever. And if you hate everything Snyder's done, then okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But as for me personally, you and me,
dude, it's like I see this as an absolute win.
Absolutely, absolutely. It literally, if this shit comes out and it sucks, then I got more Batfleck.
Right.
I got something out of it.
Exactly.
You know, I got Batfleck and more Jared Leto Joker, which I thought I didn't think I would ever see Jared Leto Joker again.
Yep.
So again, I'm not too crazy about it, but let's see it in context. Let's see what he's doing. And I cannot wait.
Bring this on, man.
I can't wait for some more photos, for some trailers. I still think it's going to come out sometime next summer, so I'm assuming we're probably going to get a trailer like in the next 2 months.
Yep, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, especially since like nothing's coming out. This is literally like one of the few things to really look forward to right now.
Yeah, and it's going to be on HBO Max. We don't have to worry about any movie theater delay.
Nope.
Once we get that HBO Max release date, that's when it's happening.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to start my fucking countdown. And I cannot wait, man. I'm pumped.
Absolutely. All right, Nerds Nation, that does it for us. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube page. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else where you can see that big, beautiful FN logo. Anything else you want to say to the nation, Martin?
Nope. I think it's really funny because we were like, oh, this episode's going to be quick. It's going to be like 30, 40 minutes. And now it's like we're pushing like an hour and a half. Fuck. But
that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. We had a blast with this episode. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, let us know what you think about Jared Leto coming back, man. Do you want to see the Ayer cut? Do you want to see? I'm gonna say now. I think we're going to get the iconic kind of like Killing Joke shot where Batman's pulling Joker like in close to him. He's like holding him by the neck. I think we're going to get that.
We're gonna get that,
but with Batfleck and
and Jared Leto.
Because we know how much Zack likes to recreate
like panels. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna say we're gonna get that. That's kind of my what's the metaphor? My wild card. My hot take.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's my hot take.
That's your hot take.
That's my hot.
That's
take.
your hot take. All right,
that's
cool.
Hot take, yeah. So yeah, thank you for listening, and come check out more shit.
Definitely.
Afterwards.
All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.